Here we are with another Friday morning live, February 27th, 2026, 27 and 9, Divine 9. It's a beautiful cloudy day. We're sitting at about -4. The greater TO, it's supposed to go to +7 today. Amazing. Spring's around the corner. I can smell it. Maybe a few more snowstorms before, just to remind us that, yeah, it's still winter. Season changes. Coming up for season change dry, the glorified MFS, the glorified dry fast. It's the world, the world of the natural state, which a few of the few will absolutely follow that lifestyle. Um, but part time, we're all doing it anyway. We all sleep. We're not eating and drinking in our sleep. Whereas there are cases of people getting up in the middle of the night to eat and drink, and that's a different story. There's actual bodybuilders doing that so they can eat more during the day, get an extra meal in. Then there's those that are in an absolute, very, very toxic state, obstructed toxic state. And well, we know what happens when we stop eating and drinking. The body starts going into the elimination mode, and for somebody who's in extreme obstructed, it's not a good feeling. So the only way to stop it is what? Consume something, eat and drink. So that's one of the reasons, we see these things happening, right? It's one of the reasons we see these things happening. Unreal. Well, this is the world we've chosen, right? We've chosen to live highly obstructive lifestyles. If you don't believe me, just go to any social media, excuse me, any social media postings. You're going to see somewhere there's going to be something about food, or getting together and having food and drinks or whatever. And the sad part is, a lot of the things that a big majority of people are consuming can't even be considered food, right? Man-made constructs that are sold as food but have nothing to do with food. All the chemical laden stuff and manufactured stuff. It's just endless. Now what are they doing? They're printing food, right? 3D printers, right? Whatever, they're just printing food. Okay, yeah, you can eat it. It'll taste like food. It'll resemble food, but it's the world of fiction. It's the artificial world. It has nothing to do with the realm of this plane, the earthly plane, the plane that was created by our divine creator with perfection, with complete perfection, that everything works in complete harmony, perfection. And then there's infinite variables that we can never understand in this realm. We can never understand in this realm. It's just not comprehensible. We have to get into um, the limitless realm space to understand these things. We have to be in that divine space. Interesting times. We have had we have war lingering, wars lingering around. More war. The war pigs want war. And the only way we can stop it is we envision a world in peace, balance, correct conduct. We continuously envision that. Every day, 4:32 a.m. and or p.m., just close our eyes for 9 seconds and envision that world. Send plasma love always flowing from divine source. We continually send that out for those who are in a severe imbalanced state, or even in just in a regular imbalanced state, which is most of us, to absorb that wonderful plaf. We can absorb it from each other so that we can bring that wonderful peace, balance, and correct conduct in this realm, right? So yeah, it's the realm of MFS, Master Fast System, with glorified dry fasting system, lifestyle, the art of subtraction, the lifestyle of less is more. Just think about if you don't have to eat or drink, how much freedom that brings into your lifestyle. Most people can't even imagine that because they've never experienced it. But once you've walked, you've tasted, you walked a little bit into that realm and you tasted it, then you start to, understand that to some degree. The more and more we do it, the more and more we start to understand that that's true freedom. You don't have to worry about food, don't have to worry about drinking. Think about that. And for most people, it's they believe that's fiction, right? But we're doing it part-time every day. As I said earlier, we all sleep, we're not eating and drinking. So we're doing it part-time. And we can expand the part-time of that state a little more, a little more, a little more every week. We can expand that. And over time, as we purge through master fasting, the most powerful purging system out there, as we continue to purge, we will notice and see that we can go longer and longer and longer. The more we eat, the more obstructed we get, the less we can stay in the natural state, the dry fasting state, right? So we need to make a choice of how we want to live. Nobody else can do it for us. Nobody else can do it for us. The natural state of interacting with all the limitless forms of energy that are out there. There's infinite forms, and we can interact with those. And only when our plasma vacuum tube is free of obstructions. It doesn't happen when we're obstructed. It just cannot happen. Because we have all that lining through from the mouth to the anus is coated with obstructions, and the field interactions are corrupted as the fields are going back and forth through that layer of obstructions. They get corrupted, and the information is corrupted, and this is how all kinds of deficiencies and problems and disease and everything else comes from. The realm of natural state. We can do it part-time because we're already doing it. Yeah, just look at what's going on out there, with the food thing. It's moving towards heavier and heavier carnal, world, heavy, dense, blood, death, pain, suffering. We're moving more and more into that, especially in social media. Since lockdown, we're seeing that happen. The whole psyche of mankind is there's before lockdown and after lockdown, a whole different psyche that we have right now that's been happening for some of us have noticed a small percentage of us that chose not to line up. Um, the other ones are in a mostly fearful state. You still see some people wearing those face covering things, and it's just a state of fear, and they cannot let that state go. Just think of what that does to us, living in a state of fear 24/7. Think about what that does to us. Not a good place. Not a good place. Yeah. So, if anybody's out there, we have any questions, now's a great time. Live it, love it, the art of subtraction, the MFS art of subtraction. There's nothing out there that comes close to MFS. The only thing is that people that have taken the information and used it as their own without our permission, that's all that's out there. And we all we can do is elevate their souls to peace, balance, correct conduct. That's all we can do. Because the laws of the universe, you know, they're in place, and we cannot escape them. The laws of cause and effect are for all of us. Just elevate their souls, and we'll continue to elevate the souls of the war pigs, the evil war pigs, to peace, balance, and correct conduct of divine source. We can, every day, 4:32 a.m. and or p.m. Make it happen, right? Or not. The choice is always yours. The choice is always yours. It's very interesting the last 11 plus years of sharing the Master Fast system on social media. It's been very, very interesting ride of how it all panned out and where we are today. It's very interesting. The psyche of man. We're all brought into this realm to experience, and our free will makes us do not so good things and then some wonderful things. So the wise thing is for us to move into the wonderful things that we can do daily. Every single day we can do wonderful things instead of the not so wonderful things. And there's a few of the, small percentage of the world's population that does outright diabolical evil things. And we see that happening every single day around the world. Complete diabolical, awful, horrific things that can't even conceive these things, let alone do them. The mind can't even conceive them. But there are those who believe that they have that right because they're superior or whatever. Okay. Um, Everybody has free will to choose and believe whatever they like, but the laws of cause and effect cannot be escaped. So, in this realm, we highly recommend choose one of the levels, the Master Fast System levels. Read the protocol, the Master Fast System protocol, over and over and over again. The website, masterfastsystem.com, masterfastsystem.com, and the protocol is there for anybody who's willing to commit to a whole different lifestyle. A whole different lifestyle is available for those willing to commit. You know, those who have not experienced master fasting have absolutely cannot have any clue as to what we're talking about without the experience. We have, you know, tens of thousands of different experiences all changed through the past 11 plus years. It was wonderful to be a part of that and have those exchanges with people. You know, and there's some of them in the interviews from the past that we used to do. You know, if anybody's willing to do any interviews, we're open. We will do them. We will, you know, do interviews for anybody who's ready for that to share their experience. So, you know, just take it day by day. You know, start on level 2 or 3, right? Absolute minimum. You know, level 1, it's not even really a level. It's just there. Level 2, 3 is where we can really start to do something. You know, because we have the dry fast cycles, right? Which is our daily window of 12 hours, weekly window of 24 hours. So there's already one day they're gone. And then they have our monthly 3-day, it's 72 hours. So, you know, it's 3 plus another 3 weeks, 1 day each. That's 6, right? 6 days of dry fast a month, right? That's so we need some liquid days in there. We need the washing days. The dry days are the squeezing days, and the liquid days are the washing days. So we wash, we squeeze, we wash, we squeeze, we wash, we squeeze. That's what master fasting is all about in physical terms. And we're doing that in the physical realm, the mental and emotional realm. We're doing it in all the different realms because we can't separate the physical from the mental and the emotional. We can't separate them. They're all there, and they're all intertwined with each other. Each one affects the other. It's just a beautiful, beautiful experience when we start seeing the massive changes that come to play. You know, food, the act and the feeling of eating will never be the same, right? It's never the same once we've master fasted to a certain length of time, when we reach the levels 6s, 5, 6, and 7s, and we've done that for a while. The act of eating will never be the same, because once we've opened up and went into the experience of the limitless realms, that we call it, the natural state, right? The state of the fields, coming back into the heavy, dense eating state, it's never, ever the same. And those of us who've experienced that um, have shared exactly what we all experience. It's just a different state. And it's challenging to go back to the heavy, dense world if that's what you choose to do. It's very, very, very difficult, very challenging, because there's no comparison to the natural state and the heavy, dense world of matter. Even though we are in the matter state, we can experience the matterless state, right? Because if you're not eating and drinking, how is the body, the physical body, getting all its needs, the elements? How's it getting them all? The amino acids and the fats and everything. How's it getting them? Where's it getting them from? And once we learn to be able to see that it's only the body that can create these things. Only the body. It's from the divine through the soul into the physicality. The physical body is doing the work, but it's being conducted straight from the divine through the soul into the physical body. And the physical body needs an element of calcium, it makes the calcium. It needs selenium, it makes selenium. It needs gold, it makes gold. It needs silver, it makes silver. It needs platinum, it makes platinum. And iron, it makes iron. Any element it needs. Magnesium. We got 90 different natural elements, and the other ones are not found in nature. But they can make them in a lab. They're up to 100 and something, 11, 12, 13, I don't know what they're up to now, 118, I don't know, can't remember. I don't keep track of this stuff anymore. Because there's always new things that are being created, discovered, I would say. They're being discovered. There's elements throughout the universe, probably in the thousands for all we know. Who knows? And we only know about 100 and change over here. So they're probably discovering elements that are from different realms, and that's why we can't find them in nature, but they can make them in a lab. It's a possibility. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. These are just opinions and yeah. No sunshine today. I hope we get some sunshine later. It's so much nicer when the sun is out. Yesterday we had some sunshine. It was nice. Looks like it's going to get colder again after today. So anyway, we'll get some snow melting. Tons of snow this year. No room to put it anywhere. So much of it. With that said, let's call it a day. We'll wrap it up. And we hope everybody is making that choice to be in the state where we can wake up full of energy, full of joy, happiness, ready to explore the next day in this wonderful now space-time. With that said, we'll send out Plasma love always flowing from the divine source to all those in dire needs out there, and let's pierce those hearts and souls of those evil ones so that they may see what they're doing is absolutely against natural divine law. And we'll see you back on the page. See you back on next call, Wednesday, Facebook Live, 3:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Toronto Time. Ciao for now. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are.